Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting a new reading vlog for a couple of middle grade books that I put on my February TBR. It has been quite a while since I have picked up a middle grade book. I find the genre so underrated overall, and I personally love it and have really missed diving into that genre. It's definitely been a couple of months, if not longer than that, since I have last read something from the middle grade genre. So I'm very excited to do this vlog and dive back in to those books. The first book that I'll be reading for this vlog is The School for Good and Evil. I have no idea what this book is about, but it's the first in a series of, I think, like between 4 and 6 books, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, no idea what this book is about. I plan to start reading it today. I have high hopes for it. I don't know, I tend to really enjoy all of the middle grade books that I pick up, and the cover of this one definitely looks promising. I love the purple and the fact that it's like both matte and shiny, like the characters are shiny, and you kind of see that when I tilt the book back and forth. That's very random. Anyway, I will hop back on when I am 50% of the way through this one to give a little bit of a synopsis for the book, and also just, you know, to share my thoughts so far. I do think that this is going to be a super quick read. Middle grade tends to be that way for me, so I plan to be able to fly through this one in just a day or two, and then after I finish reading The School for Good and Evil, I will be picking up the second best haunted hotel on Mercer Street. I also am so in love with this cover. I love the haunted house, haunted hotel, haunted building trope in books, so I'm super excited to see that in this middle grade fantasy paranormal pick. Again, no idea what this book is about aside from what I have gathered from the cover. There are also illustrations in this book, apparently, which I love to see. I am very excited to pick this one up. No idea if this is a standalone or a series. I believe it's just a standalone, or like a second book just hasn't come out yet. I bought this one last year. Okay, it came out in 2020, but I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter right now. Once I finish my first book, I will read my second book, and I will let you all know what that one is about as well. Again, 50% and 100% updates for the second best haunted hotel on Mercer Street. I'm a big fan of how color coordinated these two are. I love purple books and feel as though I don't have enough of them. Purple is my favorite color, and I am of the opinion that more books should, yeah, have purple on their covers. I feel like we don't have enough of that. So very excited to pick up both of these. I'm in love with both covers for these books and cannot wait to see what they are all about. I will hop back on when I am 50% of the way through The School for Good and Evil, and I will share my thoughts. Yeah, and just a little summary with y'all as well, in case you also love the middle grade genre or want to dive into it for the first time. Maybe this will be a good book for you to pick up. So I will see you all when I hit 50%. I am here with a super quick vlog update. Sorry, just realized anyway, hi. Yes, I'm here with a vlog update for The School for Good and Evil. I reached the 50% mark last night, and I am very excited to say that I am really enjoying it. The School for Good and Evil is a middle grade fantasy about these two characters named Sophie and Agatha, who are friends, but like also kind of not. Sophie has befriended Agatha out of the selfishness of her heart. She is hoping that her good deeds with her friend will get her into the School for Good. The School for Good and Evil are two schools that are located like right next to each other, and they're myths. Like, nobody in Sophie and Agatha's town believes that they're real, but when they both end up at the school. Yeah, Sophie, you know, her dreams come true, but they don't really. And Agatha finally believes, you know, that the schools are real because she didn't believe before. But a mix-up happens, or it's not really a mix-up, but Sophie thinks it's a mix-up. Sophie gets sent to the school for evil, and Agatha gets sent to the school for good. Sophie always assumed that she was going to become a princess, go to school, you know, in the school for good, and yeah, just be happy. But instead, she ends up in the school for evil, where things are not super great. And Agatha ends up in the school for good, full of beautiful people, beautiful students, really nice teachers, and she's just like trying to make it back home. She doesn't want to be here. She never wanted to go to the school for good or evil. She never believed in it, and she does not like being there. So while she is trying to get home, Sophie is trying to switch places with Agatha, and Agatha is trying to convince her to go home instead, and basically everything is just a mess. We have magic, there's like a cute prince or something like that who Sophie is in love with. There's, you know, lots of stuff going on. This is a very fun book, and I am super excited that I finally picked it up. I am hoping to finish this book today. I should be able to. The audiobook is very good, and I am very much enjoying listening to it as I have the physical book right in front of me. I really like the illustrations at the beginning of each chapter. I love that middle grade books often include them. This one is definitely not the ideal one to show on screen probably, but it's funny, so here we are. Yeah, I just think they're so much fun, and I love kind of getting a little bit of like visual into, yeah, the world of this book. So I'm really enjoying it. Once I finish this book tonight, I will be starting The Second Best Haunted Hotel on Mercer Street tomorrow. That is my goal. Might try to squeeze in a romance as I'm picking up The Second Best Haunted Hotel. It is almost Valentine's Day, so I would like to read some romance in the next couple of days as well. I do plan to have a fun little vlog coming out for that, hopefully the day after Valentine's Day, but we'll see. But anyway, that's not related to this video at all. But I am really enjoying The School for Good and Evil, and I will be back once I finish the book, either today or I will update y'all tomorrow. I finished The School for Good and Evil last night, and I think I'm giving it 3.5 stars. Overall, I enjoyed it, but this is definitely a very chaotic book that was just a little bit too long in my opinion. There were some times when I was feeling lost or confused. There was also just a bunch of back and forth between Agatha and Sophie, and Sophie was kind of really annoying at times, and I know that she was that way for a reason, but I wasn't always a very huge fan of hers, so I'm giving this book 3.5 stars. It is a series, and this book kind of ended on a cliffhanger, but for right now, I am not going to continue the series, although I would definitely consider picking them up later down the road. So in a couple of hours now, I will be starting The Second Best Haunted Hotel on Mercer Street. That is a very long title, but I kind of love it. I will be starting this book during live reading sprints that I'm hosting with my friend Stasia in a couple hours. Very excited for that. Hoping to get through a pretty nice chunk of this book tonight. It's not very long, and the text is not very small. So, should be a very easy read. Should be a lot easier to read than The School for Good and Evil was. That's my hand, simply because it is a lot shorter, and yeah, so hopefully I will fly through that book a little bit faster than I made it through The School for Good and Evil, but I will hop back on at 50%, yeah, to let y'all know my thoughts on the book and what it's about. Good morning, everybody. My voice is still waking up, but last night I got to 50% of the way through The Second Best Haunted Hotel on Mercer Street. I always like blank out on the name of this book for like 2 seconds. I am loving this book so far. If we continue on the same trend as like I was feeling the first 50% of the book, this will easily be a 5-star read. It is just so much fun. and like it's like the perfect like spooky vibes without like being scary. I don't know, I'm really loving it. And like my hair, like my little wispies are going everywhere this morning. I don't even care that much. Anyway, let me give y'all a little synopsis of this book. The second best haunted hotel on Mercer Street follows Willow and Evie in rotating chapters. Willow is a human girl. She runs the Ivan, which is this haunted hotel that has been around for generations. And she lives with a bunch of ghosts. And yeah, she basically runs the hotel because her dad is struggling a lot since the death of Willow's mom. And she's basically, yeah, just put in charge. She's trying to keep the hotel afloat. And when a hauntery, H-A-U-N-T-E-R-Y, when a hauntery opens up on the same street as them, she gets really scared that they're going to like take over all of the Ivan's business. The haunteries are like this chain, like haunted hotel company, and all of their stuff is like top tier, like from ballrooms to swimming pools and spas, and the Ivan doesn't have any of that stuff, but they've been around for generations. So they are basically entering into this like mini competition with each other. Yeah, and whoever loses will have to shut down. Or basically if the Ivan doesn't win like this competition, then they will have to shut down because they can barely stay afloat at the moment. So that is kind of what Willow is going through. And then Evie, she's a ghost and she works for the hauntery, but she hates her job. And so when she befriends Willow at the library, she ends up taking a job with Willow, but she doesn't tell her family that she took the job because her parents also work at the hauntery, and she's trying to juggle both right now, and it's just a huge mess. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now. This story is so much fun. I seriously love it, and I wish I had picked it up sooner. I'm just having such an enjoyable time with this one. I love the illustrations. Let me see if I can find a good one, because some of them are just so like, I don't know, like they're just so much fun, you know? Something else that is like, I don't know, maybe unique about this book is that ghosts are just like a common like thing, and they live in the real world, and you know, people aren't like terrified or like they don't believe that ghosts like don't actually exist. Like they're very much like a common thing. They, you know, are often hired out to like haunt, you know, like retreats for companies or like whatever. Yeah, so that's just super fun to me. I love the fact that ghosts are just kind of like a common thing in the world of this book. I'm having so much fun. I'm hoping to finish this book by tonight, because I read the first half of this book during like 3 30-minute reading sprints. So I'm feeling as though that shouldn't be a problem. I think I'll be able to get it done tonight. I'm in love with this cover. I think I might have a new favorite middle grade. I love it. Like I have no complaints about anything. So I'm super excited to keep reading this one. I will hop back in when I'm at 100% or when I finish the book. Yeah, and I will let you all know my final thoughts. I finished The Second Best Haunted Hotel on Mercer Street 2 nights ago, and I am obsessed with it. I gave this book 5 stars. Truly amazing and heartwarming, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I have not loved a middle grade book this much in a long time. I'm obsessed with it. I have a new favorite middle grade book, I think. This was truly spectacular. So much fun, such an easy read, amazing. Truly just awesome. I have no words for how much I enjoyed this book, to be honest, as you can tell by the fact that I'm kind of just repeating myself, but I loved it. This was one of the books on my 22 books to read in 2022 list, so I guess I'm kind of gonna count this vlog as the review video for this book, because that was kind of my review of the book. I loved it, it was amazing. Yeah. So I guess I will count this as my review for this book from that challenge that I'm doing for myself this year. But this is a very underrated middle grade book in my opinion. I think it only has a couple hundred reviews on Goodreads, if it even has 100 on there. I mean, I don't even know if it has that many. This is your sign to read this fantastic middle grade book. as soon as possible. If you love ghosts and spooky vibes without being actually scary, if you love a good story about friendship and love and grief and loss and all of those things tied into one, to just give this perfect, wonderful, spectacular book, you should pick this one up. Would highly recommend it. I am so glad that I finally read it. Like, for real, this might be my first or second 5-star read of the month. I've honestly already forgotten, but I haven't rated very many books 5 stars so far this month. So this is definitely up there in my favorites of February, if not my favorites of the year so far. I loved it. It was wonderful. Wow, like I almost started crying at the end of the book for a couple of different reasons, and I was like, middle grade really hits hard sometimes, doesn't it? Amazing. Would recommend picking it up. I am just blabbering at this point, so I will wrap this vlog up. But I spent the last week or so reading The School for Good and Evil and The Second Best Haunted Hotel on Mercer Streets, and I enjoyed them both. I gave The School for Good and Evil 3.5 stars, and I gave The Second Best Haunted Hotel 5 stars. So I would definitely recommend picking them both up. I had a really fun time reading them. I need to read more middle grade books. I have enjoyed every one that I've picked up in the last 1.5 years or so, but I don't tend to put them on my monthly TBRs because they just aren't a priority for me usually. But I definitely want to do better about that from now on because these 2 books were just wonderful. They were so much fun. They had their very heartwarming moments, and I just had a really good time reading them. Thank you all so much for following me along in this middle grade reading vlog. I had so much fun reading these 2 books and would recommend picking them both up if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.